Hey yo, welcome back guys. Yeah, part 2 for geography now, not Philippines, geography now, India, part 2 right here, part 2 reaction. But yeah, this is demographics now. If you haven't watched the video yet, go and check it out. I'll put the link on the description down below so you guys can go and check it out. Part 1. Yeah, anyway, let's get right into it, guys.
Shakti Tharoor once said, "In India, we celebrate the commonality of major differences. We are a land of belonging rather than blood." First of all, India has a population of about 1.3 billion people and is the second most populous country in the world after China, with about 18% of the world's population.
That's a lot.
About
That's
72%
really a
of the country
lot.
is Indo-Aryan, and a quarter are Dravidian, and the majority of the remainder are Mongoloid, Asian, and other people groups. They also use the Indian rupee as their currency. They use the Type C, D, and M plug outlets, and they drive on the left side of the road. By the way, technically it's illegal for these banknotes to leave the country, but you guys have sent me a lot of them for fan mail for Fan Friday videos, so I'm gonna go to jail. Again. Now keep in mind, those statistics that I just mentioned are incredibly generalized. Of the Indo-Aryan and Dravidian communities, there are about 2,000 different ethno-linguistic people groups in India, with about 645 indigenous tribes, 52 major ones. So obviously we can't cover them all, but what we do know is that the North is very different from the South. For one, the North mostly speaks in languages that are all related to the Indo-Aryan branch, with languages like...
So those Indo-Aryan, I heard that they are more like, probably they look more closely to those Arabs and Pakistanis. And their skin is much more lighter than those people from the south. Yeah.
Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi, and Gujarati, whereas the South speaks a completely unintelligible Dravidian branch with languages like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. Otherwise, there's also pockets of Sino-Tibetan and Austroasiatic languages spoken in the far north and east.
Wait, so how do they
these people looks like Mongolites.
Great question. Although India does not have an official language, there are 22 recognized
Cambodians.
national languages, and of these, 2 are the most prevalent, taught in schools and used by government officials: Hindi and English. And very often these two are like mixed mid-sentence. It's weird. Don't be surprised if you hear someone speaking Hindi and then suddenly finishing off in English. It's like...
It's not good to pick us verses. And I was like, what this? And I was like trying to, like, why are you even trying to do that?
I know, right? And the washing machine, I told them, but I said, a Bob Saget with a chainsaw. Now, of course, let's discuss the one thing that goes hand in hand with India: Hinduism. About 80% of India claims to be Hindu, or at least part of the Hindu practicing community. Now, we don't have time to explain everything about the tenets and multi-layered philosophies and practices of Hinduism. If you want to know, just talk to a Hindu person. But basically, one thing you do need to know is that Hindu-driven ideologies pretty much dominate most of life in India, everything from family to business. You will see colorful, mesmerizing shrines, temples, statues, and rituals being performed everywhere, even in public. On the Bharat Mata, the mother of India, statues are everywhere. She's like the symbol of India. The largest Hindu pilgrimage, the Kumbh Mela, happens every 3 years, rotating between 4 cities, in which the adherents bathe in the Ganges River and enjoy a massive festival with tens of millions of people. Like, seriously, you can practically see it happening from space. Now, a controversial topic in relation to Hinduism would be the caste system, which is basically a belief that people are born into a socioeconomic life that they are destined to serve into. Today, however, the system is more fluid and loose from what it used to be from a long time ago, and thanks to economic reforms, anybody with enough drive can kind of move up the social ladder regardless of birth. Nonetheless, India is home to every major religion in the world, even a few Jews, including the B'nai Menashe, an indigenous group that claimed to be one of the lost tribes of Israel. In fact, Judaism and Christianity actually had a head start in India way before it even kicked off in Europe. As tradition holds, Cochin, or Malabar Jews, migrated around 1000 BC to trade during the times of King Solomon, and in 53 AD, Thomas, the apostle of Jesus, arrived in
Whoa, I need to do some research about that.
Today, most Christians
like read a lot of history books.
Far East Seven Sisters regions. India also holds the highest population of Sikhs, Jains, and Zoroastrians, mostly found in the north, and the second largest Muslim population in the world after Indonesia. Most Muslims are populated around the northwest areas by Pakistan, or in the east by Bangladesh. Oh, and don't forget the Buddhists.
Probably,
in fact, Buddhism actually started in
more influenced by Arabs.
Dalai Lama even takes refuge in Tezpur
and Persians.
Oh, that was a lot of information. Okay, so by now you can probably get a grasp of how incredibly mixed and diversified India is.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's so diverse.
Holds the country together? Well, for one, you kind of have to understand Indian history, which will take way too long to explain, but in the quickest way I can put it, Indus Valley, Maurya and Gupta empires, southern empires, Golden Age, Middle Kingdoms, a ton of new religions come flocking in.
Ottoman Empire,
the Delhi Sultanate, the south became the Vijayanagara Empire, Mughal Empire starts, British East India Company, direct British rule, nationalist movements, independence, republic, economic liberalization in 1991, and here we are today. Essentially, India used to be made up of around 500 smaller royal princely states, and when the British came in, they kind of exploited them to manage such a huge population. Although India is a democratic federal republic and the largest democracy in the world, the old royal families still exist today, and although they have no political power, they hold high positions of influence in their communities across India. So today, technically, you could meet someone that would be considered an Indian prince or princess. Nonetheless, the biggest thing that really united Indians in the past 2 centuries would probably be their hatred of British rule. It was kind of like, well, this is not cool. Yep.
What do you say? You and I worked.
They were actually colonized by Britain before. That's why there's really a lot of Indian population in UK now. Like, yeah, throughout UK,
together in a end this thing.
especially in London.
Essentially, one good thing you could say that came out of imperialism was that it kind of stopped all the internal squabbling and unified the groups towards one common goal, getting rid of imperialism. Today, Indians are just proud to be Indian. I mean, a Tamil soccer player can get cheered on by a Rajasthani. A Punjabi pop star can sell out tickets in Orissa. Speaking of which, all Indians love movies and music. India has the second largest film industry in terms of
Bollywood,
pumping out nearly 2,000 films per year. Surprisingly, Nigeria pumps out more. However, the box office
What?
revenue
Really?
goes out at only about $2 billion annually compared to Hollywood at over 10 billion. But still, it's impressive. And keep in mind, it's not just Bollywood, but it's also Tollywood, Gollywood, Collywood, Pollywood, and so on.
Whoa.
There's like 20 different woods in India. Like every movie in India has at least one scene where everybody breaks out in song, and there's almost always a happy ending. Unfortunately,
yeah, that's
mainstream
true,
media
that's
has also
true.
put an aesthetic strain on many of the people, as it's almost become an obsession to be light or fair-skinned, causing people to go so far as to buy skin bleaching products. Some other controversies include things like illiteracy being an issue in many parts of the country, especially in the rural areas. But I mean, come on, when your country has literally hundreds of different writing systems, go figure. I mean, give them a break. Also, many of you guys, the Indian geography groups, have asked me to bring awareness to the fact that India does unfortunately have some of the highest rates of human trafficking and child slavery. Government is trying to crack down, and
That's
culture
kinda
is slowly
sad,
being
though.
reformed, but for now, it's a sad reality that still does exist. Hey, here at GN, we talk about the good and the bad. I'm just saying. Otherwise, sports do definitely tie everyone together as well, especially cricket, the national sport.
Oh, yeah,
People, they
that's
all choose
true.
to do really well in field hockey. India also has a lot of their own indigenous sports like Dobkhel in Assam, bull racing in Kerala, Insuknar, rod pushing in Mizoram,
I
and
haven't-
Malakamba,
I haven't-
a strange
I haven't
bull
heard of
yoga
this sports
gymnastics
before.
thing in the south. Otherwise, some notable people from India or of Indian descent might include people like Siddhartha Gautama or the Buddha, Mahavir, Ashoka the Great, Prithviraj Chauhan, Aurangzeb, Shivaji of the Maratha Empire, Mohandas or Mahatma Gandhi,
Gandhi,
Indira
yeah.
Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, Satyendra Nath Bose, Bhagat Singh, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, Shah Rukh
Is he
Khan,
gonna mention
Amitabh
Priyanka
Bachchan,
Chopra?
Amir Khan, Salman Khan, Priyana Chopra,
Yeah,
Ben
that's
Kingsley,
my girl.
Sundar Pichai, Satya Narayana Nadella, A.R. Rahman, Sachin Tendulkar, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There's also literally millions of other famous people I missed out on. If you want to mention
Yeah.
them, please, there's a comment section below. Use it. In the meantime, we gotta finish this info marathon, shall we?
Friend
Now,
zone.
no surprise, India is huge and therefore has a huge international outreach when it comes to diplomacy to almost everyone, except their immediate neighbors. First of all, countries with large population percentages of Hindus and Indians like Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Mauritius, and
true.
Malaysia typically stay close to India's roster
Yep.
of go-to friends. They enjoy cordial relations with trade. Now, the UK may have left on a sour note, but they still have a lot of ties to their former colonizer in terms of business and tourism. India is still part of the Commonwealth, not Commonwealth realm, there's a difference, and the UK has over 1.5 million citizens of Indian descent. As mentioned in the China episode,
That's
China
true.
is kind of like India's I'm only here to do business with you and nothing else friend, as drama still hasn't subsided in regards to the territory conflicts. Now, when it comes to the US, things started kind of sour back in the 70s during the Indo-Pak War of 1971, when the US sided with Pakistan, their arch nemesis. Today, relations have cooled
I don't know
down,
why
mostly
US have
the
to
US
put
supports
their
India's
nose
move
into
towards
every-
democracy and is a key
everyone's
ally in
affairs.
military conflicts in the Middle East.
Every
When it comes to
country's
their best
affairs.
friends, however, most of the Indians I talked to have said Russia and Bhutan. Russia because during the Indo-Pak Wars, Russia came in and supported them, and ever since then, each country has held a high position of respect for the other, especially as global superpowers. Bhutan and India signed a treaty of friendship almost immediately after independence. The two countries have shared interests and a currency-pegged system as well. Bhutan even supported the annexation of their cousins in the Sikkim state into India, as it gave a nice buffer of land from China's stake to their claim. In conclusion, you will not find anywhere else on Earth like India. Thousands and millions of people inhabiting a colorful, majestic, green, slightly gritty at times slab of Earth, blessed and cursed in so many ways, yet wonderfully harmonized, mostly in a unity unlike anywhere else.
Wow.
In the end, that's India. Stay tuned, Indonesia is coming up next.
Hey, wow, that was cool. That was cool. I learned a lot about India, especially the tourist spots in India, as well as the culture and probably the ethnicity, different ethnicity in India. Also the religion. It's like a pretty good number of religions in India. Christianity, Judaism, not Judaism, Judaism, Muslim, and other, yeah, Hinduism. That's the video, guys. I would really love to visit India someday and visit all those tourist sites and experience the culture, the Indian culture, and yeah. yeah, guys, that's the video. If you want me to react to any other videos, comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys with another video. Peace out.